Look outside your window. Maybe you see a house. Maybe you see insulated walls, double-glazed windows, central heating. Maybe you don't think about them at all. But for nearly all of human history, winter arrived with a simple question. Could your family stay alive until spring? And that raises an interesting problem. If houses did not exist yet, how did ancient humans survive winter? Not just cool weather, not a chilly morning. Real winter, the kind that freezes rivers solid, the kind that turns breath into ice, the kind that kills exposed skin in minutes. Most people imagine ancient humans huddled miserably around a tiny fire, waiting for warmer days. But the evidence suggests something very different, because long before houses existed, humans had already become masters of surviving cold. The secret wasn't building walls. The secret was learning how to use the landscape itself. Imagine standing on a frozen plain 20,000 years ago. The wind is howling. Snow covers everything. There are no cabins, no villages, no shelters waiting for you. What do? Most modern people would start looking for materials to build a house. Ancient humans often did the opposite. They looked for places where nature had already done the work. Archaeologists have found evidence that many groups deliberately chose south-facing slopes during winter. That might sound unimportant, but it changed everything. South-facing slopes receive more sunlight throughout the day. Snow melts faster. Ground temperatures stay slightly warmer. Cold winds are partially blocked. A difference of only a few degrees can mean the difference between survival and death. Ancient humans understood this without thermometers. They learned it through generations of observation. And then they took the idea even further. Natural caves get most of the attention, but caves were actually rare. Most people simply didn't live near one. Instead, many groups sought out rock overhangs. Large cliffs created natural roofs. Some blocked snow, others blocked wind. A person sleeping beneath a rock overhang could experience temperatures dramatically warmer than someone exposed on open ground. Again, they weren't fighting nature. They were using it. But perhaps the most surprising survival strategy involved something most people completely overlook. Snow. Today, snow is usually seen as the enemy. To ancient humans, it could become protection. Fresh snow contains countless tiny pockets of trapped air, and trapped air is an excellent insulator. Many Arctic peoples later discovered that snow shelters could remain surprisingly warm inside, even when temperatures outside plunged far below freezing. The principle is simple. Outside, the cold keeps moving. Inside, the trapped air slows heat loss. What seems like frozen danger can become a life-saving barrier. Now here's where things become truly remarkable. Fire was important. Everyone knows that. But most people imagine fire as a source of warmth. Ancient humans often used it differently. Heat itself was temporary. Knowledge was permanent. A fire could warm you for a night. But understanding where animals migrated during winter could feed you for months. Understanding where cold air settled after sunset could save your life every evening. Knowledge became a survival technology, and winter demanded that technology constantly improve. The people who misunderstood the landscape disappeared. The people who understood it survived, generation after generation, for thousands of years. Winter itself became a teacher. The descendants of those survivors eventually spread across Europe, Asia, and some of the coldest environments on Earth. Not because they had houses, not because they had modern tools, but because they learned how to turn the environment into a shelter. And that may be the most important lesson of all. When we imagine human progress, we often picture bigger buildings, better technology, stronger materials. But the first great survival breakthrough wasn't construction. It was understanding. Ancient humans survived winter because they learned to read the world around them with extraordinary precision. Every hill mattered, every rock mattered, every patch of snow mattered. Long before walls protected humanity, knowledge did. So the next time winter arrives and you step into a heated room, remember something. Your ancestors survived the coldest seasons on Earth without houses, not because winter was easier, not because they were stronger, but because they became experts at finding shelter where nobody else could see it. And in many ways, that may have been the greatest survival skill our species ever developed.